Hello everyone, happy 2026. It is the first day of the year and I've decided to take the little Alfa Romeo out, even though it's pretty cold and icy. And we have come to my favourite bakery and coffee shop, Pump Street Bakery in Alford. It's a beautiful day today. The sun is shining. It's about 2 degrees, so as you can see, my breath is showing. It's that cold, but I couldn't resist going out for a drive on the first day of the year. Considering I'm hoping 2026 is going to be a year full of driving, so I thought best way to set it off is to go out for a drive. 2026 is looking like it's going to be an extremely exciting year. I've got a lot of plans lined up, a lot of road trips. I'll be sharing more about that later on as things start to move, but 2026 is looking like it's going to be a good one. So I hope you'll come along with me for the year and see what we get up to. Thank you very much. Good morning everyone, it is quite early and I'm heading off with the Africa Twin to go meet up with my friends Danny and Freddie. I'm heading off to Danny's house because he has a quite interesting motorcycle that I've not seen before. It's a 1962 Royal Enfield Bullet, and I think the plan is for us to try and get it started and take it out for a little winter ride. So fingers crossed we can get the old girl going, but from what I've heard, a part of me is not massively hopeful that that'll actually happen. So come along with me and let's go see what we get up to. So after a short but quite chilly ride, I made it to Danny's house and finally got to see this 63-year-old Royal Enfield. Given the fact that the bike is 63 years old, there's quite a process involved in getting it started and actually ready to ride. Whilst we were looking over the bike, we realised that the tyres were from 2002, so they're nearly as old as me, which is probably not ideal, but we decided to pump them up and at least get the bike outside to try and start it. Once we'd finally got the bike outside, it was time for Danny to do a quite serious amount of cardio and kick the bike into life. Freddie, what do you think the chances are?
Zero.
Zero? God, that's very, very pessimistic. Very pessimistic.
No, I don't. No, man, no. The hope is
the hope is yeah, it is, truly.
A healthy engine could start back in the tension. But the second
Therein lies the
Danny
problem.
tried it for 10 minutes, it started beautifully.
Very close. Oh! Fucking hell. It was so close. So close. Unfortunately, after what seemed like thousands of kicks and a small explosion from the exhaust, we gave up and Danny decided to take his modern BMW GS instead. Which, given the fact that the Royal Enfield was on nearly 25-year-old tyres, was probably a good move. Unfortunately, once we left Danny's, I got a little bit carried away and ended up forgetting to film anything. I was just enjoying being out on the bike too much, and it kind of slipped my mind that I even had my camera with me. So whilst I got a couple of shots of the guys riding around, there wasn't much else, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Hello. So for the start of 2026, I thought it'd be fun to do a bit of a Q&A so you guys can ask me some questions and I will do my best to answer them.
So the first question is from Anthony Bednarek1489 on YouTube, and they ask, what got you into cars and what was your first car? I don't know what the exact moment was where I became obsessed by cars. I think it was always kind of there. My dad was always into cars, and so we watched Top Gear together every Sunday. And then when I got a little older, I started playing games like Need for Speed Most Wanted. And from there, the obsession really started. And ever since then, it has been my longest running passion and something that I do not think will be going away anytime soon. So the story behind my first car is quite interesting. The first car I ever got was an Alfa Romeo Mito, and it was in the exact same paint code as the GT Junior that I have now in Bianco Spino White. I loved that little Alfa Romeo. It was the base model, but it had the little DNA switch, and I always felt like a bit of a rock star when I put it into dynamic, which did basically nothing. So even so, it felt pretty special. My friend Jamie and the Magic Alpha on Instagram asked, favorite toy car growing up? There's one that stands out to me in my memory. I had a Jaguar XJ220, and that is the only toy car that I can remember having. It was in like a dark blue color, a little metal model, and I was quite obsessed with that as a kid. So yeah, Jaguar XJ220. Pinio MTB on Instagram asks, how did you start doing Soulspec and what are you doing for work? So I've been making videos ever since I was a kid, and I've been making videos in a similar style to Soulspec for probably the last 5-6 years. I've had a lot of different channels and names over the years on the internet where I've been posting car stuff, but Soulspec is the one I'm going to be sticking with from now on. And for work, I work as a freelance 3D animator and artist.
Nightass21 on YouTube asks, what are your plans for 2026 for yourself and Soulspec? Is it going to grow into a bigger idea or stay as a small minimal vibe YouTube channel? I think it's going to stay small in terms of it's probably just going to be me and my cars and a camera. I don't think we're going to evolve into like a production team or anything like that. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd like to keep it small, keep it just me and sort of my day-to-day. That being said, I do have some very exciting plans for 2026 that might involve some slightly larger partnerships or trips. So I'm just seeing where this is going. I have no big plans, I just want to see how it develops. Hinsala on Instagram, I have no idea if that's how you say your username, but they ask, what is your dream 3-vehicle garage? For me, that would probably be a Carrera GT, my Alfa GT Junior, and a Mercedes 500e Hammer. I think that would be a pretty dangerous 3-car setup. My dear friend Archie asked, what would your dream road trip be? I think it would be taking either the Africa Twin or another off-road bike to the Mezuga Dunes and camping overnight in the desert and going and riding the dunes. I desperately want to do that. That's something that's definitely on my sort of bucket list of things to do. So in terms of dream road trip, I'd say that's probably it. Josh Pillsbury on Instagram asks, how's 2026 looking for Soulspec? 2026 is looking extremely busy, but also extremely exciting. A lot of road trips planned, so I think 2026 is going to be a banger if I can keep my sanity and get it all done. Glenn Catchpole on Instagram asks, what is your realistic dream car? Something achievable to have one day. This might be a bit boring, but I would really love a base model 993. So just a standard Carrera. That's something I would very much like to experience and maybe own one day. JYE Vanderzee on YouTube asks, have you got any road trips planned in 2026 in any of your classic cars? I do have something planned, something I'd really like to do. I don't know how feasible it'll be, but I would very much like to attend the Furore Concorso in Lake Como with the Alfa in May. I think they normally do it. That's a bit of a dream trip for me, so I'm going to try and get that planned and try and find a way to make the little Alfa survive the journey. But if I can make that happen, that would be amazing. Gibbon Arms 2727 on YouTube asks, what do you feel you need to add to the garage in the next 5 years, if anything? I'm pretty happy with my setup at the moment, and I don't plan on adding anything massive to the garage anytime soon. But I would quite like a fast saloon daily at some point, something like a mid-2000s M5, like an E39, or some sort of AMG wagon. That would be really cool. So some sort of fast and interesting daily. I think that's the next thing to add.
Thank you to everyone who asked me questions over on Instagram and the YouTube channel. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I will do my best to answer you once I'm done with this.
Okay, so one of my favorite things that I bought in 2025 was this Sony T70 digital camera. I've been experimenting with a lot of different types of cameras recently. I've done 35mm film, I've done DSLRs. I have my Fujifilm X-S20, which this is being filmed on, but by far, this has been the most fun thing that I bought in 2025.
I recently took the camera on a trip to Vietnam and it was the absolute perfect companion. It's lightweight, super portable, extremely quick to start shooting with, and I'm so glad I took it on my trip.
What I'm finding more and more is that with the ability to have such crisp images from iPhones and with AI imagery coming through, I'm finding more and more joy in lower resolution pictures, in slightly lower grade technology from the early 2000s. I find, much like film photography, cameras like this create images that have a lot more feel and a lot more soul to them. So I've really been enjoying shooting with this, and it's something that I plan to do more of in 2026. You can actually buy these for about £50–60 on places like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. You have to make sure that you find one that's working, because a lot of them are being sold for parts, so just be careful that it's all in working order. But if you're going away on a trip, or if you're interested in old school Y2K visuals, definitely pick one up and give it a go. I think you will really enjoy it.